United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin. For 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the president of the United States' words mattered more than the president of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
2014.
2014 and
2014.
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
That's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, yeah, the situation the same. The people are been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed with him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broke the ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come to the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to. I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what
you're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't have to play cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country, that's back to you, far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once this entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning.
know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of
we
coming
are
out
staying,
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion.
You voted
We gave
for
you
your
military equipment, and your men are brave, but they had to use our military.
What about
If you didn't have our military equipment, if you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
maybe less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
You just say thank you.
I said a lot of
Accept
times,
accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire?
I said to you,
I want a ceasefire
guarantees.
because you get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me.
For you
that wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person. That was with Obama.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
Hey, if your partner is... I do want to, because there were a lot of things that were just not true, aside from just the tone and tenor and the monumental, historic, not in a good way, historic event that we just saw in the Oval Office. Caitlin, it really did seem to devolve when the vice president said to Zelensky, we just want diplomacy. And what Zelensky was trying to do was say, we had that. We had a deal with Russia. We had an agreement, the Minsk agreement, and Russia didn't abide by it. So I want some guarantees that that won't happen again. And then it devolved in a way that is really, really remarkable. The screaming, I mean, you have been with Donald Trump a lot. We have seen and heard about Trump getting upset and losing his temper. I think this is probably the first time we have seen it like this on camera. We also should say, Caitlin, that let's just be clear. I'm not saying that there wasn't genuine anger here, but he understands when the television cameras are there, as does J.D. Vance, and we can't lose sight of the performance aspect of this.
It was incredibly genuine, though. I mean, J.D. Vance said that this shouldn't be litigated in front of the press. Trump said, actually, no, it should be. I'm glad that this is happening. And, you know, the way that this built, just to give context of the 40 minutes that happened before what you just watched, the most remarkable part of this interaction was there were moments where President Zelensky would do what we saw the other European leaders do this week, where they step in to correct either on aid to Ukraine or to talk about Putin and the fact that he can't be trusted. At one point, Zelensky called him a killer and saying that there should be no compromises with him. And the U.S. officials were sitting there just kind of listening to this. And it was at that point, though, where Vice President Vance stepped in. Trump was silent at the beginning of that. And then Trump also got involved. And then they were just essentially yelling at one another in this. And with Trump, all of his diplomacy, we know, is personal. That's why the world leaders who have come here this week have tried to flatter him to essentially get what they want when it comes to negotiating the end of this. And that was not what we just saw, the tack that Zelensky took here. He was, as Zelensky typically is, straightforward in his opinions and what is the reality on the ground. It was kind of chastising Vice President Vance for not having come to Ukraine. And at one point earlier, when Trump was asked if he would go to Ukraine, Zelensky was saying that was what he was going to ask Trump as well. He's been very, he's emphasized a lot that he thinks these U.S. officials need to be there. But to give you a sense of how this negotiation is going, right now they are meeting behind closed doors. They're supposed to come out for a press conference any minute now, and that's where they're signing that minerals agreement that they've been touting as a big first step here. There are real questions about what this looks like going forward, because you heard what President Trump said to me there at the end. I asked, can the two of you still go in a room and negotiate after what just happened? And he said, we'll see, essentially. And Dana, there was one moment where I looked around the room at the officials who were there. It's the top Ukrainian advisors, the Secretary of State to President Trump, the Treasury Secretary, Vice President Vance, obviously. The Ukrainian ambassador to the United States had her head buried in her hands as this shouting match was going on between the three of them.
Yes, I saw you put that on social media. It is one of the many. There you go. We're putting it up on the screen now. That is the Ukrainian ambassador, as you said. And she, I mean, talk about her worst nightmare. She was literally watching it unfold before her eyes in the Oval Office.
Hi. Yeah, that joint thick, baby. Hold up. I don't like this. Way coming off at the boy. The boy.
United States of America, and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. That's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I can be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough, but you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. One more question.
Hey, I will respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the president of the United States' words mattered more than the president of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, parts of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact?
2015.
2014
2014.
and 2014.
2014?
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
That's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversations, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed with him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broke this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come to the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. You're
Hey,
in
Trump,
no position
you ain't no
to dictate what we're going to feel.
That is true, though. Hold up, that is true. He was out of order. So for you people, hold up. Yes. We back in the building with another podcast vlog, and this is Raw Dope Podcast Vlog, and I'm your host, Hand 5000. And in my famous word to my 4,800 subscribers that I love and respect so much and adore, my famous words. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes. It's the first day of Ramadan. You know what I mean? For all the Muslims. I'm not starting my fast today, but I will start my fast in the next 72 hours. Make dua for me. I got a lot of things on the chopping block. President versus president. Ukraine president sat down with our president. It was a big word war. Lamont Roach versus the animal, Gervonta Tank Davis. Puts Roach to sleep tonight. Shout out to DC. Adnan Syed, the Muslim brother who murder conviction stands. We're going to give an update on that. Atlanta rapper, Lil Baby, in a bunch of hot water. We're going to give an update on that. But before we do all that, we're going to get into reality. This man just told us on TV. See, I'm a news junkie, right? I listen to everything. This man just told us we got some nice oceans and this and that. We're going to be in trouble one day. Trump stopped. Yeah. Listen, y'all. Hit that notification button. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a like. Leave a comment. Again, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and it happens to be right about
from the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't have your playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
Send a donation, man.
Back to you.
And I'll do that.
More than a lot of people.
We do something for you, do something for me.
Thank you once. This entire meeting. No, in this entire meeting, you said thank you. You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Shout out to my brother Safi for the donation. Shout out to the Mosque
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because
Mr. President, we're staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone. And we are thankful. I said thanks
you haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You haven't been alone.
In this cabinet.
We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion. We gave you military equipment. And you men are brave, but they had to use our military equipment. If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over In 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I tell you.
To say thank you.
I said a lot of times
Except
to American people.
Except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. Then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you say you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a
with
ceasefire
guarantees.
because you get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire.
He said, what a guarantee.
That wasn't
Doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what
That wasn't with me.
It
That was with a guy named Biden who was not a smart person.
This
That was
is your,
with-
this
that was
is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me, that was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You gotta be more thankful. Because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. Sorry,
It's gonna be a tough deal to make, because the attitudes have to change.
what if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do we do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
What if
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the
breaks
ceasefire?
Well, what if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now?
But they have
Okay,
broken
what if they broke it? I don't know, they broke it with Biden, because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat
I like this
scam.
video.
And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all
I'm
that
a
stuff.
Wu-Tang Clan alumni, by
All
the
I
way.
can
We
say
talk
is
that
this.
bullshit later on
He
in the
might have
show.
broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing.
Man talking to that man like he ain't a
I
man.
think
I
we've
wouldn't
seen
go for it.
enough. What do you think? Huh?
Let's listen to
This is going to be great television, I will say that. We'll see what we can do about putting it.
I need the
We'll see. I don't know.
Now, one thing about me. Good morning. Hit that notification. Listen, I'm on my way to 5K. Can y'all get me the 5K this morning? If I get the 5K, I'm giving out 5 free pieces of merch. I'm 198 people away. 2 things I'm trying to do. I'm trying to raise up like 300 towards this new camera because Raw Dope Vlogs is about to turn into Raw Dope Screaming. Now, of course, it's my thing, and I'm going to put up the majority. But if you can donate to my Cash App, the scream going to be lit, bro. I'm talking about, you think Cod lit? You think Gary Funny lit? This Raw Dope Scream gonna be super lit. Cause we're gonna cover news, sports, and entertainment, bro. This is for grown men, not, you know what I mean? Grown men and grown women. Ain't really for the young. It's for the young. Like, it don't matter. We talking real shit. Now I'm gonna feel like this with the president. I like a cocky president because I'm a boss myself. So when you handling business, you gotta stand on business. But one thing that leaders do, he's the leader of the free world. You can't talk to a man any kind of way, especially a man that's coming here to get aid. So I admire, respect Trump putting his foot down, but man, you gotta watch how you talk to people. You could have put your foot down a little bit better and made him feel a little bit more comfortable with the deal. That's that man country. He's fighting for it. Just like our houses, like your house, your car, your boat, anything that you ever had, you fight for it, right? You fight for it like a man. You get what I'm saying? You fight. You just can't go and let nobody talk to you any kind of way and lay down, even though you need them. It is a saying to bite your tongue. But I think the president was coming off a little hard at the man. The man ain't here to play. Millions of people down on his watch, his country. He the leader of his free country trying to make deals. They want to know, if we make this deal, is it a guarantee that Vladimir will cease fire so we can get our country back together? That's all he really want to know. They want him to apologize and do all this so other shit, man. Listen, man, people dying right now. Y'all playing. So at the end of the day, man, I feel for him, man. I don't like to see a man talk to like that. You know what I mean? Trump could have been better than he put it on TV. Then winked us out. One goddamn black person in the room. President Zeke, he ain't really feeling that. I wish I had their news over there. Because he ain't feeling that. He ain't feeling that. I wonder what U.S. problems gets worse as Russia wins. I want to hear this. I have to, yeah, U.S. problems gets worse if Russia wins. I believe that. You know what I mean? I believe that. We can't, you know, I understand war and the casualty of war, but, you know, Vladimir out of order, bro, for what he did, bro. And I don't see us really slapping fives with him because we don't believe in that. At least our country don't believe in that, but he out of order, bro. I ain't going to sit here and play joke with you.
Step back. The U.S. has an interest in Ukraine succeeding. Our problems in the world get better if Ukraine survives and prospers. And if Russia wins, our problems get worse. It's been quite a while. The Trump plan for Ukraine, as we understand it, could work and was getting some traction. Ceasefire in place, British and French-led force in Ukraine, maybe with American backup, a minerals deal with Ukraine that gives President Trump the ability to say, yeah, I've got a stake in this. That could come together.
All my Spanish people tapping in. Gasolina.
Let's hope, best case, that they pull it together. You know, President Trump loves drama for TV. Let's hope that they can pull it together, sign the minerals deal, move forward, because the U.S., the Trump administration could succeed. And Trump could get what he wants, which is to push back on Putin, be seen as doing so, and be seen as a peacemaker. Now, I realize that this may be completely fanciful if in the next few hours
they call me Senor
Gordo. But my job for
all my Spanish people that's tap in, they call me Senor Gordo. El Gordo. El Gordo. Gordo Jefe. You know what I'm saying? Jefe Gordo. It's my name. El Gordo Jefe. El Gordo Jefe. Gordo Jefe. El Gordo Jefe. It's my name.
40 years foreign service officer.
Spanish, let's call
try
El
to
Gordo
look at a
Jefe.
way forward. And there is a way forward, which is why my frustration is that the administration keeps stepping on its own policy.
Right.
This fight in the Oval was not necessary, especially because Zelensky is actually working according to Trump's plan. He's ready to sign the deal. I suspect he's ready to accept a ceasefire if he gets enough security. Trump could really if he has the discipline to see it through.
You've been in many rooms with world leaders for very sensitive negotiations. I'm guessing you two have never seen anything quite like that. Did it feel authentic? Did it feel spontaneous? Or was there some show business with cameras and microphones in the room today?
That's a good question. I watched it carefully. I think Vice President Vance was provoking Zelensky. I think Zelensky could have answered it differently. He was trying to explain the details. That's not what I would have done or advised him to do. But then you had the president and the vice president basically bullying a Democratic leader who is fighting for his freedom and ours. So I don't see what American interest is advanced by having this fight. Was it deliberate? Was it an ambush? It's possible, but the larger question remains, what do we get out of having a fight? I know what Putin gets. What do we get? We get a lot if Ukraine succeeds, and especially if we get the British and French to carry the heavy load of the security burden. That's quite a success for Trump, success for America. I'm all on board. But the administration has to follow its own plan and not get distracted by this stuff.
Well, on your point, Ambassador, about it being in U.S. interest to see Ukraine succeed to the extent
if y'all want to know what this is,
it did seem we saw President Zelensky.
When I'm tapping in, this is Bloomberg Radio type of stuff I listen to. The Bloomberg report and news and stuff, because getting a passport and stuff like that, you gotta understand global politics. And some of these global politics doesn't affect us in the urban community, but there's a lot going on that you should be aware of. Ain't no worse thing in the world than having a silent enemy, an enemy that you don't know that's your enemy, that's out to get you. That's dangerous. You get what I'm saying? Having a silent enemy is dangerous, and I believe that the United States have a lot of silent enemies, bro. That just got fear. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a type of leader. I don't want to lead my people out of fear. You know what I'm saying? For me, if I was the president, I want them to respect me. You get what I'm saying? And know what I would do if you cross the line of disrespect. But other than that, I'm going to be the right leader and make the right decisions for the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get cocky and embarrass no man or no woman as a leader of the free country. I'm going to handle business and stand on business. Saying what I mean and meaning what I say. Nothing in between. Anything in between is cause a ruckus. It's a fire started. So, you know what I mean? I ain't about embarrassing the next man and the next woman when we dealing on business. Mean what you say what you mean. Anything broken in between that, that's a problem. You understand what I'm saying? That's the same thing when you get married. You get what I'm saying? You make a business deal. I got a business deal going on right now that is lopsided. You get what I'm saying? I'm angry about it. You know what I mean? Part of me want to say, man, you got me messed up. But once I agreed to something, later on, once I realize what I'd agreed on, I don't like it. I have to honor the decision that I made as a man. I made a decision with a person, a business deal as a man. I have to honor that, regardless if I feel it's janky or not. You understand what I'm saying? That's a leader type shit. A boss wouldn't have paid it. Man, fuck that. You getting over a leader. I gotta honor my word. That's it. And that's basically what he's saying. Honor you. All I'm saying is I'll sign a deal, but guaranteed it's gonna be a ceasefire on behalf of Russia. You know what I'm saying? As a leader, I'm gonna say we standing on that. We can go handle this. You sign this, we gonna do this. I ain't about to talk to you crazy. You know what I mean? The worst thing known to man is humiliation. When you want to deal with a man hates humiliation. You can't humiliate a man when you're standing on business, because a man is still a man, win, lose, or draw. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're gonna lose. But I'd rather die like a man than live like a coward. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'd rather die like a man than live like a coward. And that's what I seen from Zelensky. I seen him like, yo, I want to make this deal. I understand what you're saying. I'm still a man with my people behind me. No matter how we feel, old Trump standing on business, he still got people that believe in him. The Ukrainian president, people believe in him, bro. So you just can't go get chunked out, regardless if the card's stacked against you. Got to know when to hold and when to fold. But at the end of the day, a coward dies 1,000 deaths. A man dies once. You understand what I'm saying? So when you know that and put that all in your head, and the cause of war is, hey, man, I understand. You know what I mean? The 48 laws of power. So you got to play possum. But at sometimes you gotta wake up out that possum. That's the code. Read, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, they did that, but at the same time, hold up. You know, I'm planning to let you have your way, but now you're not guaranteeing you what I need. I can't let you have my way, and you're not securing what I need. I'm saying it's gonna be a ceasefire if y'all pay attention. That's what he's worried about. It's the fire gonna cease. Children and women are dying. So as a leader, I wouldn't have talked to that man like that, being a president. He would have felt my presence, but he also would have felt comfortable. Look at the man's face. That's not, you know what I mean? I'm gonna make you feel comfortable. Listen, we're gonna cease the fire for this mineral, for this deal. You can relax. When you can't do that, he's be a fool to sit up in there, act like relax and go back, sign this deal, and my people still dying. So I understand what the man doing. That's a man. That's a leader, a real leader who fighting for his people. I can't sign nothing, and if it ain't going the right way, that's a sucker. I signed it. Y'all tell me y'all gonna do it, and we still getting smoked and still getting busted. It don't work like that. Don't work like that. So I respect the man, bro. I respect that president for standing up what he believes in. I respect any man or woman who not a yes man, regardless if the cards stacked again. Again, you got to know when to hold and when to fold them. When you trying to fold them and they trying to make you do more than fold them, you got to stand up. You get what I'm saying? That's like you telling me, bringing me somewhere and say, yo, I'm going to get raw dope a deal. And you start talking to me crazy. I need money. I want a deal. I got a family to feed, team to feed. But I'm saying, hold up, Jack. Nigga, we ain't got to take your deal if you want to talk to me like I ain't a motherfucking man. Fuck that deal. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep dying out here and keep fighting till we all gone. That's what we doing, bro. Unless you gonna talk to me this type of way, stand on business and secure me. When I'm signing this big deal, it's gonna get y'all all this money in the future. Secure this man is gonna cease his fire. Oh, you scared of this man? I ain't signing no deal. Y'all scared of the dude I'm beefing with. It's a fact that Ukraine ain't scared of Russia because they ain't caught producing, get their country up yet. And they ain't wiped out 3 years. The country ain't wiped out yet. So they fighting and standing on business for real, for real. They in that war. So I ain't gonna be in a war with my soldiers and cop out in the United States. No, sir. I come here to do the deal and protect my people, but y'all not trying to do the deal the right way. Y'all playing with me, bro, and I just can't be played with. And I understand. If you don't understand that, use a coon. Use a cold-blooded coon. I don't care what you do in life, right? You go to somebody's job, work for them, you do your job, you go home. It's his company. He's going to do this and that. You can call shots on your job. You can have your way on your job. But when you start messing with me as a man, we're going to have a problem on your job. Because I could do 1 or 2 things. I could rectify you and you wrong for rectifying somebody in their shit. Or I could rectify it and don't fuck with you again. That's just, it's only going to go the other way. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Treat people how you want to be treated. You know what I mean? I felt this pain over here on y'all shows and y'all talking to me crazy with y'all cameras on. That's the problem with the world. Trump, you talking to me crazy with a camera on, making me look like crazy. I got millions of people depending on me. I respect that, bro. No, hell no. Trump stood on business. I respect that. But do the same thing to Vladimir. Who the problem for real? Ukraine not the problem. Vladimir the problem. You know what I mean? You're going to step on him like that, step on Vladimir. But the difference is when you step on Vladimir, you ain't hurting the United States, you're hurting them other people. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying, man. Yo, that's it. But this is the Bloomberg before we get into the message stuff.
Point when he suggested, yes, I know you're here on the other side of the Atlantic, and you could ultimately feel this. President Trump pushed back on that, saying, don't tell us what to feel. But also then later suggested Zelensky right now is toying with World War III, which presumably would involve the U.S. in somehow. We aren't immune to conflicts like that, as we saw with the prior World War. So which is it?
Yeah, President Trump was just wrong about that. We thought we were safe behind 2 oceans and then Pearl Harbor, right? We figured it out fast. We can't be the lonely bastion of freedom in the world. That's what Franklin Roosevelt, Harry Truman, and Ronald Reagan taught us. And that's the right lesson. The Trump administration, in its more wise moments, understood that we're in a period of great power rivalry and we have adversaries: Russia, China, Iran. So yeah, let's work with our friends to contend with our adversaries. And Ukraine is our friend. Maybe a little difficult sometimes, but still.
But the president today didn't seem to characterize Russia as an adversary necessarily. When he was asked, do you feel in the middle? He said, I'm for both Ukraine and Russia. How did you interpret that?
Well, That's not the language I would have used, and I don't think our position at the UN was very good on Monday, where we supported a weak resolution. But if that's the way President Trump wants to play it, okay, play it that way, but then land the deal. And the deal has to provide for Ukraine's security, because if it doesn't, then we've been suckered by the Russians. And in diplomacy, don't be the sucker.
We love talking with practitioners. You're a career diplomat. Bring us into the room, and maybe not an extreme like this, but when a meeting devolves, the reporters have left. Who is in the diplomatic delegation who gets their arms around this? Do people go to separate rooms? What do you do now as a diplomat when the meeting just blew up in your face?
You advise your principal on how to fix it. What do you do to set it right? What do you do in terms of what's possible for you politically? And someone like me is supposed to find a way forward. So if I were advising President Trump, I would say, look, you made your point. Now tell Zelensky, make light of it. Tell Zelensky we need a deal. Let's show people after we've pushed back that we can do this.
But you get the boss alone in a room right now. Everyone goes cool off for a minute. I need to talk to you alone.
The national security.
Oh, y'all like this video?
Is a job for the national
14
security.
likes in there.
And I think Mike Walls is a serious person.
And he was right in there.
That's right. Now, I also think that Zelensky's people should figure out a way for him to approach Trump and make clear that, yeah, he's grateful to the United States. And yeah, he appreciates Trump's role in pushing things forward. Say that. It's true enough, and it will help. So at moments like this, the pros scramble. Don't wring your hands. Don't complain. Figure out what you're going to do. Figure out the way forward. And do it fast.
They will have this news conference, Kaylee.
Well, I was just about to ask, Ambassador, do you have confidence that they are able to do that? And we'll see these two having corrected or taken the break that they need, facing the press once again this afternoon.
I'm in an impossible position because I'm going to know just how wrong I am. I would say this, because it's Donald Trump, who loves drama and twists and turns.
What up, y'all? Drop a like, donate to the channel. Let's get busy.
Now, I'm not saying he will, but I don't think all is necessarily lost, right? He loves TV drama, and he's got one going. But the drama, you don't milk that drama if you continue the fight. You get more attention, and you put yourself maybe in a stronger tactical position if you can come out and say, yeah, that was rough, but we've agreed. So if I were advising the president, I would say, okay, you pushed hard. Now land a deal.
If you're Donald Trump, you can take credit for saving this day, can't you? If things go right.
That would be my advice. Again, they're not going to ask me, but.
So I get what he's saying. You know what I mean? Both of them dudes got to pipe down and get the deal done. So let's get into it. You know, I had to get the educational stuff. You know, I got to get into that. Good morning. I gave the educational stuff. Now, what y'all want to get into? Now I got to get into the good one. It's Ramadan. I got to get into the good Muslim brother that's fighting for his life. Okay. All right. So, well, there you go.
For more on Adnan Syed's case, let's bring in Robbie.
Here we go.
For more on.
No, so if y'all don't know about Adnan Syed case, this he was charged 20-some years ago for killing his girlfriend. Marilyn Mosley brought him back on appeal, finding that DNA evidence presumed his innocent. The current state's attorney overturned that sentence and brought his conviction back. He was serving life in prison for first-degree murder of his girlfriend. That sentence was overturned, saying that he didn't kill his girlfriend. Now the new state's attorney turned it back over. The conviction is upheld. He's convicted of first-degree murder. He's still allowed to be home. Now the judge is in court saying whether he will get a sentence reduction. So we talking about that now. You know what I mean?
Adnan Syed's case, let's bring in Rabia Chowdhury. She's a family friend of Syed's who wrote a New York Times bestseller about the case and has long advocated for Syed's innocence. Thank you so much for Thank you so much for joining Top Story tonight, Rabia. I should note you are yourself a lawyer, and you were actually the person who brought this case to the attention of the serial podcasters. Did you speak with Adnan after today's hearing? Talk to us about how he felt in court today, and now that he's had a little bit of time to process it, where his head is at.
Donate.
Yeah, I was at the hearing with him today. Thank you for having me, by the way, and covering this. But and I spoke to him not too long ago. He thinks the hearing went as well as it could, and I also believe the same. I think he has a zealous advocate in Erica Suter. She did a fantastic job presenting the key factors important in considering whether or not he deserves to be resentenced under this petition under the Juvenile Restoration Act. And we are hoping for a result that is just in his favor.
Were you surprised by the decision to not vacate his murder? I mean, we heard the prosecutor telling Lester Holt there, we're very confident in the jury's decision that it made back in 2000.
I am surprised only because and I very much appreciate Lester Holt pointing out the fact that Ivan Bate has publicly supported Adnan's innocence, and in fact went on the record publicly and said that if he were in charge, he would drop these charges. I appreciate him pointing out the fact that Ivan Bates has changed his position. So it does come as a bit of a surprise. Having said that, this is a political position, and there are things that certain people say when they're campaigning, and there's certain things that people will change their positions when they're in office. But I will say this in response to the clip that you just showed, when Ivan Bates said that, what we knew when I made those statements was partial information. That's actually not accurate. What he's saying today is that we agree with the jury's verdict. Well, the jury's verdict was available in 2000. And right. So when he made those statements, what he was basing it on was already knowing the jury's verdict. The jury's verdict has not changed. What happened in trial has not changed. His perspective on it has changed.
Do you believe Adnan will be granted a reduced sentence under the JRA? And when you think about that, the fact that it could be vacated under JRA and not something because of a Brady violation, is there still some sort of disappointment from your perspective and Adnan's that it won't be a total change or reversal of what he was convicted of?
Look, it is a part and parcel of the criminal justice. The way the system works is sometimes people have to take plea deals just to gain their freedom, even if they're innocent. This happens all the time. Adnan would not be exonerated. His conviction would not be vacated if he's granted relief under this. He would just be resentenced to time served. The conviction would still stand. And of course, that's a disappointment. What I have always wanted for 26 years working on this case is for him to be fully exonerated. And I also don't believe Heyman Lee gets justice until we catch the killer. My question for Ivan Bates and others is, what about all the outstanding forensic evidence that you and the Baltimore City Police are failing to source? What about the DNA, the hair found on her body, the fingerprints in her car, none of which belong to Adnan, none of which belong to the sole witness that the state's case is based upon? Do you not care who all that forensic evidence belongs to? What about that?
Right.
Rabia Chowdhury, thank you so much for speaking with us tonight. We really appreciate your time and insight.
So they haven't came back with a decision yet if we're going to get the juvenile law. I hope the brother do some month of Ramadan. I know you're making dua extra hard. Please make dua for Adnan Syed. You know what I mean? He's convicted of murder. They're not doing nothing about it. And now the juvenile restoration law, meaning that juveniles who caught a lot of time between under the age of 24 after serving 20 years or more in prison get to go back in front of the judge and see if they rehabilitated. And if they rehabilitated, the judge re-sentenced them. The same thing they're trying to do for the Menendez brothers in California. The same, these cases are all over the United States. So what they're saying is if that juvenile been in jail and he's rehabilitated and got himself together, the court system, parole board, and everybody see if that person is fit to re-enter society because they've been locked up since 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23 years old, and they now 45, 50, maybe some of them 60, locked up so long, so they trying to help them get back in society. So free the brother, free the brother Syed. You know what I mean? So now a story that everybody's been covering, Everybody's been covering this story. 2 stories that's the real deal. Tank Davis going in there. Put Roach to sleep. Shout out to DC. But Lil Baby. Buy the baby Gucci strollers. Switch it up and I went global. You know what I mean? I had to go. He say, buy the baby Gucci strollers. Switch it up and I went global. I had to change my style. I had to grow up. Show these rappers capping. My thug rapping, hope he blow up. The song Global, y'all know the lyrics. But that song is very important to me because he said, buy the baby Gucci strollers, switch it up, and I went global. Hey, there's something I had to grow up. You know what I mean? And he's now on the list of what they would say, they saying the RICO's coming. Lil Baby Gang, 4PF, which is a record label, and the Mob Goodfellas is beefing. So Mob is a good word for, we would say, Bloods. Mob, member of the Bloods, MOB. It's a real live like blood saying here to us on the East Coast. And Baby is a known rolling 60 Crip. So, you know, not doing the detective work like that, nothing like that. You know, man, these dudes make this publicized. Anything I say on the internet is public record. So that's what it is. That's the beef. But they're gonna say is 4 pockets full, which is not a set. And then these Goodfellas, Mob Goodfellas, you know, I believe that they red, and I believe the Baby blue. So they say Lil Baby decides to go in the Ops hood, Mob Goodfellas hood, and shoot a music video. So you got a lot of people on YouTube saying that, oh, you can go anywhere to shoot a video. No, you can't. When you a gang member or you entertain the streets, it's places that your driver's license can't go. Now, if you're a Billy Badass, Tough Tony, you know, you go hard, you go where you want to go. And consequences come with that. So Baby shoots a video on the op block. In retaliations, the op goes to his block, and 2 13-year-old boys ended up dead. In the mix of this, it was a lot of shootings going on. In the mix of this, a lot of people, 3 people got killed, 3 people got shot. So now they're locking people up through a cell phone in jail, wiretap transpired, story comes out, bunch of people telling in the neighborhood. Now Baby's in a shitload of trouble. I do not know if Baby's arrested. We're gonna find out. Y'all gonna find out at the same time as me. But it's stupid. If this beef is over me shooting a video in my op neighborhood, that's that boss shit I tell y'all all the time. That's that boss shit. That's that boss shit. A boss will go in an op block and shoot a neighborhood. A leader won't. Because that's the stupidest shit you can fucking do. That's borrowing somebody for no reason. I never been a Blood. I never been a Crip. I know plenty of them. Up and down the East Coast. I never seen the men go play on each other's sets. Unless it was war. Unless it was business. That's the realest thing I can tell you. I never even see dudes from different neighborhoods come in neighborhoods and just open up shop. There's consequences with that. Some neighborhoods can be bullied out. You know what I mean? Sometimes the muscle overpower everything. But a war comes with that. The moral of the story is you went to a neighborhood and shot a music video. And you knew that was a neighborhood that you and your friends wasn't welcome in. And now mayhem has erupted. You are a millionaire, bro. A millionaire, bro. Now, you're innocent until proven guilty. In the streets, we're guilty until proven innocent. But in the court of the hood, right, we don't make mistakes like that. And when you make mistakes like that, you become what we call a flight risk. You become a detrimental to the growth and development of the homies. You put the homies in jeopardy. You put the neighborhood in jeopardy. You put grandma. You put everybody in jeopardy because of your arrogance and cockiness. And you know what's going on. Fuck the music. Bloods and Crips are real. GDs and BDs are real. Vice Lords are real. These gangs are real, and these men and women living by that. Just like people sign up for the military and people go be police officers and correctional officers in New York all riding together. People stand behind a team, bruh. Sis, no matter how you do. Jay-Z said it on Hard Knock Life years ago. We must not let outsiders violate our block. Let's take the dome and split it 50-50. You see what I'm saying? We must not let outsiders violate our block. That's what we learn coming up on the trailer parks, the back blocks, or the projects, the urban community, or the suburbs. You protect your neighborhood. When you grow up, you learn how to protect your neighborhood and make sure everybody in your hood good. So when some people come that's unwelcome in the hood, shoots a music video, and now in this day and time in the 20th century, which is to happen in 2022, that is a serious disrespectful thing. I done hung in some infamous projects. I ain't never seen nobody come there because they rich and shoot a music video without permission. You know, and everybody want to act like, oh no, this and that. Nah, you ain't from the ghetto. You never been shot. You never been locked up. You never been a gang member. It is places that you cannot go once you walk into that underground lifestyle. That's just the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Even in prison, you can't sleep certain days, watch TVs or something, because it's politics. So if Lil Baby decides to go in the neighborhood and shoot a video, he knows the ops. Because before he was rich, he was a hood guy. He was from the projects. So to go in the neighborhood and do some shit like this, bro, is fucked up. If that's what he did. I can't respect it. I can't respect it. I used to rap a whole lot. Look me up, Ham 5000. Just Google it. HAMM 5000. One word. Tell me if you like the music. You know what I mean? YouTube too. It ain't nothing. Feel me? But that's what I'm saying. So we're gonna get into these clips because I don't do videos with other people content. Real shit. You know what I mean? I play audio, but I don't do videos. I like my own content. But I remember doing a YSL RICO case that the Atlanta district attorney said it's another big case coming. And everybody slipped because it was Pee Wee Longway. They got a lot of Pee Wee Longway gets money. You know what I mean? He ain't in all that. But this shit, baby, here, yo. And for the rap, I'm a Lil Baby fan. I love Lil Baby music. Lil Baby, yo, I said, damn, shorty, come up. You know what I mean? I've been a fan of the Baby since day one. You know what I mean? Even when I was down in Atlanta and everybody was going crazy for a song, my dog. And you know, I didn't even know he was. But I fucked it with the song for being down in Atlanta when that first dropped. You know what I mean? So I'm like, dang. Like, damn, shorty hot. And then I see them come up with Global, all the collaborations. I said, damn, Lil Baby, they here laid back. You know what I mean? Laid back, chilling. You know what I mean? Cool old dude, take care of his family. I like the Baby. I don't know Lil Baby personally, but far as him being a hip hop dude and son, when I see him, I ain't think he was a dude with flaw. You know what I mean? I'm old enough to have sex without a condom. You know what I mean? Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. Hey, yo, Mario Urban. Boy, you giving a lot of feedback on the channel. And I respect it, bro. But donate to the channel. You've been here all morning with me. I appreciate you. Donate to the channel. You're asking a bunch of questions and cash you. I'm a Wu-Tang connoisseur.
It's no fee.
Let me do this for you. And I get back to the Baby. Let me tell you. You can't tell me nothing about Wu-Tang Clan. And I'm from Baltimore. So don't start playing with me on a hip-hop tip. All right? We seen you Wu-Tang, all this 36 Chambers. You know what I mean? Mystery of chess boxing. Iron Man. Only built for Cuban links. Liquid swords. Stop doing that. Wu-Tang forever. Stop doing that, man. We Wu-Tang fans over here. But donate to the channel, man. You asking too many questions, man. You know what I mean? If I ask you, you know what I mean? Come on, man. I mean, come on, man. I ain't worried about no Dr. J. You worried about the wrong thing, man. I mean, it's 2025, man. You worried about the wrong thing, little homie. You got to be stopped, bro. You know, hey, like, come on, man. I'm old enough, man. To tell you, I'm 50. I'm 50 years old, man. I'm 50. 50 years old. That's how old I am. Lil Baby response. What are you talking about?
Atlanta rapper Lil Baby's attorney after Atlanta police linked the shooting deaths of 2 teens. And we are hearing from Atlanta rapper Lil Baby's attorney after Atlanta police linked the shooting deaths of 2 teens.
Like, if you know what I mean, I engage with my fans. You know what I mean? Me too, bro. We 48. We 48. Almost 50, B. Almost 50, B. I'm almost 50, B. I'm almost 50, B. Been out here, man. You know what I mean? So, we getting back into the Baby thing because they ask so much questions. Like donate to the channel. Dayton Scree, he donates to the channel. He donated $10 this week. What about you? Everybody talking and want you to read their comments. It's like, donate. I'm engaging, donate. You pay for Netflix, you pay for Hulu, you about to go see the fight. You know what I mean? This knowledge and wisdom and understanding. Like the GOAT. You see that? Something like Ali in his prime. I walk the block with the bundles. I can knock one on a humble. Swing my ox when I run. You show your ass what my gun do. They don't even know that. They don't even know that. No, I mean, I sing lyrics in the middle of the song. You heard me. You heard me, Saf. Hey, Saf. You heard me.
From Atlanta rapper Lil Baby's attorney after Atlanta police linked the shooting deaths of 2 teens.
My brother texted me this morning.
In rival gang territory. In a statement, attorney Drew Finland called it disgraceful to suggest that Lil Baby couldn't shoot a video in his own hometown. He also said bringing the rapper's name into the case, despite no direct involvement, was, quote, unprofessional, unethical, and shameful. Police didn't mention Lil Baby, whose real name is Dominic Jones by name in their recent news conference, but he is referenced in a warrant for one of the suspects. Authorities say a video shoot in the Dixie Hills area last May reignited gang tensions between Goodfellas and 4PF. The group police allege Lil Baby has some ties to. Well, less than 2 months later, 13-year-olds Jacody Davis and Lamont Freeman were killed while celebrating a birthday. 7 suspects, including 2 arrested just this week, are now facing charges in the case. Police emphasized the teens were innocent bystanders.
Dang, oh baby. Oh baby, bro. I don't know about that. Lil Baby, we nigga too. You know what I mean?
For blaming the actions of a local rapper for the shooting deaths of 2 13-year-olds.
In a news conference this afternoon, the department announced it's made 7 arrests in the shooting and is still offering $50,000 in reward money for information that leads to more.
The overall theme of this case is grown men playing gangster. It left 2
grown men playing gangster
in a community in fear.
And cowardly
acts.
There we go. Cowardly
acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been.
Tonight, 11 Alive has confirmed rapper Lil Baby is named arrest warrants in the shooting deaths of 13-year-olds Lamont Freeman and Jacody Davis. The shooting happened last summer in the Oakland City West End apartments on Peoples Street. Police described it as gang violence escalated by a Lil Baby music video shoot. Investigators say members of the Goodfellas gang orchestrated the attack from behind bars using a contraband cell phone. To listen to today's entire news conference, you can stream it on 11 Live Plus.
Damn, Lil Baby.
King AK-47.
Right, of course, 4 Packers 4 had to come to an end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. When you say of course, I mean,
right. Of course, 4 Packers 4 had to come to an end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. When you say of course, I mean, why you say of course?
Because it's all that be going on. And I had to start learning that, like, other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
The investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence was orchestrated by adults in our city. And cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided.
I looked at that Lil Baby and Yachty interview, and it was true. Shorty was saying you can be. Listen, there's one thing for sure and two things for certain. In my neighborhood, right, both sides of the tracks, a lot of shit used to happen, right, when I was younger, and there always used to be hamming them, ham, ham. And I remember my mother told me, she put up, back in the day, bro, this was like 2001, she said, come here. My real name is Floyd. So she said, come here, Floyd. Lady been raising me since I was a little boy. So I was about 19. She said, come here. She said, I got 5 fingers up, right? She said, you see anything on my fingers? She said, no. So she put something like a little red rubber band around the fingers. She said, now I got 5 hands up. You see anything on the fingers? I said, yeah, the red rubber band. She said, that's how you stand out. That's what she told me. You know what I mean? Mama Jane told me that back when I was like, that's how you stand out. That's you, the red rubber band. Like, you stand out, like, just like that. Like, you fucking in everything. Like, even if you ain't in it, it's them. You know what I mean? I remember one time on the late night, you know what I mean? Y'all take a ride with me. I got one story for you. So one time on the late night, many years ago, man, over 25, 30 years ago. So, I mean, 25 years ago, preface, 25, 26 years ago. Boom, we hanging out one time, right? And this is when the ecstasy came into play. Ecstasy was in the play. So one day, you know, me and my guys, you know what I mean? We hanging out. You know what I mean? Hustling, grinding, hanging out. So we hanging out. So this guy that was from the neighborhood, but not from the neighborhood. You know, he had recently, you know, went to jail for some, you know, prolific shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He got to working. You know what I mean? He was, you know what I mean? He had some hands with him. He's a big guy, had some hands with him. You know what I mean? Sling his knife, bust his gun. So we hanging out one day, yo. So we chilling with you. So everybody chilling. So it get late. It's about, you know, 12:31. So the liquor and the ecstasy is what I would like to say, it's bothering him. The liquor and the ecstasy is bothering him in a way that he is taking an aggressive approach about everything. So we off the same liquor and the same ecstasy. So nigga telling him like, yo, chill out, yo. Like, stop, bro. Anyway, he continues on with his heroic acts. Now, he's not putting his hands on dudes, but he's challenging dudes. He challenging, like, bro, just challenging niggas. Nigga tell him, yo, chill out, bro. Chill out. So he doesn't want to chill out. But you know how it is. Yeah, because this and that. Nobody bet not. All this going on for hours, bro. For about 3 hours. Now it's 2:30 in the morning. You know, if you know anything about us back then, we hanging out. We got the chicks. Now he's making the chicks uncomfortable. Now it's about that strike time. You know what it is. You off the ecstasy, the liquor. You know, about 8, 9 homies. You know, 4 or 5 chicks hanging out. I mean, it's about 9 guys, about 5 girls. You get what I'm saying? It's that type of environment. You know, out the 5 girls, 4 of them know who they going with. You know what I mean? It's one straggler around. So I don't know if he I don't know what he doing. But it's like, yo, shit, yo. So now it's starting to be what I would call vampire hours. It's in the 3s now. And he's going. So now the chicks are, we about to dip. So a couple guys dip. You know what I mean? Out that 9-man, 5 female crew, 6 people dip. We need 8 people out there. You know what I mean? 2 girls, a couple guys, and him, you know, he's still talking. So as he's talking. Now it's like, yo, what you want to do, you bitch? That's how it starts. Now what you want to do, bitch? Keep running your fucking mouth, you fucking bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's the words are coming out now. With a couple men and myself that's out there. I'm just like, yo, what you want to do? He doesn't want to really do nothing. So now, you know what I mean? All right, yo, stop playing. You know what I'm saying? I have to get a little aggressive with him. Yo, stop playing. Oh, go back though. It ain't nothing but like 15 minutes later. I guess the parts of the ecstasy is tough part come back in. He keep going. So his night ended the way his night should have ended, right? And the next day, right? His night ended the way his night ended, right? So the next day, man, I come out 2, 3 o'clock. Whole neighborhood looking for me. Man, that's fucked up what y'all did last night. And so and so and so. And by the way, I left with the scraggler. So nigga pulling me up about this. All the men and women that was out there, the only fucking name they got is Ham. Floyd. It was Floyd in him. It was Floyd in him. Man, a real close homeboy of mine, my God, you know what I'm saying? A friend of mine, like, so he is so mad at me, right? I said, bro, I dipped, bro. I ain't had nothing to do with it, bro. I told him that. I'm telling him like a man. I said, yo, got in the whip, I dipped, me and so and so and so. I went up to her house last night, bro. I said, I ain't had nothing to do with it. Nah, yo. This is what one of my good friends, he like, nah, yo, you did it, bro. If you ain't do it, bro, you told the niggas to do it, bro. I said, bro, I ain't tell nobody to do shit, bro. I wasn't there, bro. Niggas say, yo, y'all and you and the man was about to fight. Yes, me and the man was about to fight around about 3:30. You feel me? After that, Shorty was like, yo, man, what's up? You going with me or whatever? Like, come on, take me home, whatever. I left. The chick, they got cameras in her building. I left. I didn't come back outside to 2, 3 o'clock the next day. I left. It's cameras in that apartment building too. You see, I left. But in the morning, it was Fat Ham in them. It was Floyd in them. You know what I'm saying? So I get what Baby trying to say. Sometimes you ain't got nothing to do with it, and they gonna put your name in it. But I remember Miss Jean told me, Mama Jean told me that, bro. And that, you know, when older people tell me stuff when I was younger, it just because I wasn't taking it and running with it, it always was in my brain. And because when I was 19, when she was telling me this, I probably was high as fuck. And she telling me this, and I ain't really get it. Cause I'm feeling like we all the red on the finger then, because we all out here hustling. We all out here doing, you know, ignorant. So what makes me different from everybody else? I didn't understand that until I got arrested 50, 60 times or getting shot, you know what I'm saying? And shit all the time, bro. And I'm here to tell y'all, it wasn't me. Most of the time it was my mans and them or homies that was doing stuff. And I'm really like the cool guy. I really get along with everybody. Different neighborhoods. I get, you know what I'm saying, I have an open invitation because I'm a people's person. I'm a manly man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man's guy. You get what I'm saying? I'm a guy that can, you know what I mean? I can fit in with the guys. I'm one of them. So, you know what I'm saying? I always been appreciating the love in different neighborhoods throughout the United States. Niggas fuck with me in Colorado, New Jersey, New York, Albany. You know what I'm saying? I got some Atlanta homeboys. You get what I'm saying? I got dudes in the North Carolina region. You know what I'm saying? I got dudes that fuck me in different places just because I'm the same person. You know what I mean? It was, you get what I'm saying? So, yeah. So I get how your name could just be, you know what I mean? You could just be one of the guys and you just be a hot motherfucker. You get what I'm saying? So that's you know, man, I think that's what he ultimately saying. But if he knew that was the op neighborhood and allowed a videographer to shoot a video there, he was out of order. But let's get back into it, y'all. I just had to let y'all ride out with me. I like to tell a story or something from my past. But, you know, and by the way, that guy's all right that I'm talking about. You know what I mean? You know, he sustained his injuries. And it's funny, though, because my homeboy had a party maybe about, I'm going to say 4 years ago, and Yo was in there. So I asked my man, I wasn't worrying about him. You know, I wasn't worrying about him at all. 20-some years later, I wasn't worrying about him. You know what's up with me, bro. bro. Like, if you get out of pocket, you know what's up with me, bro. So I seen him and shit. I spoke, yo, what's up, yo, what's up? But I told my man, it was like, you know what I'm saying, funny. And another one of my mans was in there that was there that night too. So it was like, it's just uncomfortable. You know what I mean? It's over with. We grown men now. With nobody carrying on no beef, but it's still an uncomfortable environment because I don't really give two fucks about that night, but he does because you know what I mean. He got, you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean. His morning didn't end that good. His morning ended up in Sinai Hospital. You get what I'm saying? His morning ended up in the trauma unit. You get what I'm saying? Because he got what his hand called for because he's a Billy badass. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a lot of Billy badasses out. He's a Billy, you know what I mean? He's a tough guy. You get what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? He done put shit in the ICU before. You know what I mean? He done sent shit to the ICU before. So you know what I mean? Probably even worse places. You get what I'm saying? So he ain't one of them. You know what I mean? I give it to him. He ain't do no dropping, no dimes. He took his lick like a man. You feel me? You dish it out, you can get it too. But let's get back into this Lil Baby story. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. Let's go.
She should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw homicides and shootings, and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know, I got to twist up. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions. Yeah.
All right, so the Lil Baby situation seems to have just gotten a little bit
Monday, starting Monday.
Clarification added to this story. So let's go ahead.
My brother asked me a question. Yeah, I'm participating in Ramadan starting Monday. I got a lot going on over the weekend. You know what I'm saying? CIAA weekend down here. You know what I'm saying? That's no excuse, but I just know better. I got a lot of going on events, and I can't get focused. So Sunday night, you know what I mean? I start my journey. You know what I mean? I start my journey. Allah knows best. You know, make dua for me, inshallah. So I ain't doing no old faking and not like that. I'm just letting you know. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll be okay. Yeah. Yeah, alhamdulillah. How you started? You started the day, you know what I'm saying? Oh, mashallah. You started the day, alhamdulillah. I couldn't, you know what I mean? I had the morning show. I missed yesterday. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be moving around, so I can't, you know what I mean? I said on one of my reps, you know what I mean, control my thinking. So I'm just not ready, you know what I mean? I'll go down today in the city, you know, feed a homeless person. You know what I mean? I'll do what I need to do. But yeah, let's get back into this.
At the beginning, we watched a clip of a press conference that was the police pretty much saying that they were going to work relentlessly to hold Lil Baby responsible for the shooting deaths of 2 13-year-olds in Atlanta after Lil Baby went to his ops hood and shot a music video, right? This is a story I covered on the channel the other day, so you guys should be pretty familiar with that situation. Now, right off the bat, we had a lot of people saying, I don't see how they can hold Lil Baby responsible for the death of these 2 teens. If he didn't pull the trigger, he didn't order a hit, all he did was go shoot a music video, I don't see how they can hold him responsible. That was the general consensus, but at the time, all we had was that police press conference to go off of, so we didn't really have all of the details. Now, we're getting all of the details because Fox 5 actually got a copy of the warrants that were issued for the arrests of the people that were in that press conference, and this arrest warrant basically breaks everything down. So we got this article right here. It says, arrest warrant confirms Atlanta rapper Lil Baby's connection to boys' murders. And in this article, they say a gang-related dispute between 2 criminal organizations culminated in a fatal shooting on July 2nd, 2024, leaving 2 young teenagers dead and a 3rd wounded outside an apartment complex in Southwest Atlanta, police say. The attack was part of an escalating feud between the 4 Pockets Full, or 4PF gang, that's Lil Baby's gang, and the Only My Family gang, or the OMF gang, which is like a subset of the Goodfellas gang out of Atlanta. It says the Atlanta police chief held a press conference on Wednesday to announce the arrest of 7 gang members they believe are responsible. During the same press conference,
yes, I am.
Homicide commander connected the murders
after the fight. We gonna catch your body then. Hotel lobby then. After that, probably toss the fifth.
Then they got this incident overview. It says approximately 12.
You messed it up for me, Hazy. We covered this baby thing, then we gonna get into burn. But you know that boy on my wall. Tank on my wall. See, y'all don't even see that part of the wall. Gervonta Davis on my wall. My favorite boxers on the wall. Ali, Mike Tyson, Gervonta Davis, Floyd. You know what I mean? I got my boys on the wall back there. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna get off this little baby thing because this little baby thing is very important and it's educational. But that Gervonta Davis fight, Tank ain't laughing. Tank ain't no laughing joke, man, in the ring. Just imagine if Mike Tyson would have stayed focused like Gervonta Davis. Tank don't really play like that. That's it. But I'm gonna get into it, Hazy. You know what I mean? Hey, Hazy, why don't you donate to the channel today? You know what I mean? Shit, the Predator is back. You right, the Predator is back. And Roach called himself the Reaper. So, you know, Tanks likes to come out with Reaper Stopper and he likes to play games like that. But who is he coming out to? Who is Tank coming out to in 2025? In the Barclays, New York, the weather nice. The mink coats coming out. Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Giuseppe, New Balance, Nikes. Can't forget the New Balance and Nikes. Baltimore, DC. It's Baltimore, DC. It's a Baltimore, DC night in New York. It's a Baltimore, DC night. So in New Yorkers, everybody else, just be a fan in boxing. But do not get in this 037 DC car. So Baltimore, anybody that been in the feds know the Baltimore DC car. They got a one-on-one on the yard. Stay out of it. This ain't nobody business. Now, if you're a fan of boxing, enjoy this. This is Baltimore and DC business tonight. The Barclays. This is a big one. A lot of New Balance gonna be out there. A lot of dopes. A lot of Louis Vuitton. I mean, that's what dudes wear out here. Ricks. A lot of New Balance. A lot of Rick-Ons. A lot of Louis Vuitton. A lot of Balenci's. You know what I mean? I'm just showing you the footwear. A lot of Air Force Ones tonight. That's the footwear between DC, the DMV. I'm just telling you what the DMV like because I'm from Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you what they like. You know what I'm saying? They playing a game tonight. You know, a lot of Ricks coming out tonight. A lot of LVs coming out tonight. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Balenci's coming out tonight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? A lot of Montclair jackets out tonight. You know what I'm saying? That's the hood joint. Nigga, you had a lot of dudes gonna rock the off tour tonight. A lot of shooters coming out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of different coming out. The Minks coming out. The Diamonds coming out. Now, I mean, it's the Baltimore DC night in the Barclays. That's all. You know what I mean? And my prediction for the fight is like all fights that got something to do with Gervonta Davis. Knockout. Let's get back to Lil Baby.
July 2nd, Atlanta police responded to reports of gunfire at the Sparks apartment on Spark Street. Upon arrival, officers
donation came in.
Had been shot. 13-year-old
man, Hazy, $5, man. Appreciate you, man.
13-year-old
man, thank you, Hazy.
Hazy, yeah. Transported to the hospital.
That's the good brother.
An 11-year-old
I'm gonna see my donations.
Who survived a gunshot
in
the foot. They go on to lay out
my
the
brother,
sequence of events. They say, according to a restaurant,
Qaeda, may Allah reward y'all for y'all good deeds. Appreciate that $15 this morning.
A happy birthday when they were
thank y'all, brothers. Thank you.
From multiple locations.
May Allah reward you for your good deeds. Thank you so much, brothers. Thank you.
That circled the apartment complex twice before 6 armed individuals exited.
Trying to get my screaming gear, man.
Recovered multiple shell casings.
You know what I mean? Anybody want to donate? Hit me at Raw Dope. Hold up. Anybody want to donate? Hit me up at rawdope at gmail. rawdopepodcast at gmail.com. I am building my streaming station. Raw Dope Podcast morning show is going to turn into a morning stream. And that's, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'll be uploading to YouTube because I'm just letting y'all know up front. We're going back into the interview phase. I got interview. I ain't dropped. I'm loading up my interviews and I'll drop them back to back. But I'm going back into the interview phase. So that'll be like 3 times a week. I'll be dropping uploads of interviews. Most of my interviews won't be live no more. That will just be straight uploads. the morning thing, and then it's Ramadan. So, it's just kind of tough for me as I go through the fast. I will do my show in the morning, but won't be no smoking in the morning purposely. And, I'll be focused, after, my salat. You get what I'm saying? I'll make my prayer and offer salat and get ready for the morning show. So I'm not gonna lie, y'all probably gonna catch me in the morning. Y'all probably gonna catch me in the morning a little bit more earlier. So you probably can look for me more like the 4 o'clock area because sun up to sundown, no smoking, no eating, no drinking water. Also trying to pray and control my thing. So from when the sun down, you know what I mean, I'll probably, stone because I smoke, you know what I mean? I'm not perfect, you know what I mean? So it'll be more in the morning, so I'll have to probably for this month. That's why I'm doing a lot of interviews. I will have to get it out the way this month and drop the interviews. You know what I mean? So y'all can probably earlier. Probably gonna jump on like 4 and then run it till the sun come up and then I could get on. So, and I'm a big fella. So, this one I'm really trying to do this Ramadan. It's definitely personal to me, and I'll start my fast on Monday, getting the weekend out the way. So, alhamdulillah to everybody that started their fast and, their prayers and studying the Quran and Sunnah. Just, I'm going to try. Allah knows my heart, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. But right now, you know what I mean? I just want to say again, alhamdulillah to all the Muslims that's fasting. Please give, if you're a wife, a husband, a friend, aunt, uncle, that Muslim, give them that time to fast and pray. They at peace this month. This is a very, very peaceful month for Muslims. Shaitan is chained up in the hell, the pits of hell is locked. All du'as, all prayers answered. This is a beautiful month. And I'm not perfect at all, but just alhamdulillah to everybody that's believers. Peace be to all the non-believers. May you take your shahada and learn about the deen. You know what I mean? So that's it. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what you mean. See, there you go. Thank you, Hazy. You playing. See, you playing. Thank you. You playing. And I say something
the
dumb.
victims were struck multiple times with forensic evidence indicating that Freeman suffered a gunshot wound to the head while Jacoby was shot in the chest. What a tragic story that is for those 2 teenagers.
Hey, Hazy, let them keep doing it.
So
YouTube can take this channel.
Authorities say that 2 of the criminal street gangs in Atlanta, Four Pockets Fool and OMF, Only My Family, are known to have a historical conflict connected to the August 2021 death of 4PF associate Marcus Big Mark Holland. And this is Marcus right here. Apparently, this is the guy that they're saying this whole beef kind of escalated from his death. It says OMF is a subset of the Goodfellas criminal street gang. Police say Goodfellas was reportedly established in the early 2000s and is often referred to as the mob, La Familia, or La Costa Nostra, which is Italian for this thing of ours. Every criminal activity in which the Goodfellas is engaged is allegedly geared towards making money and protecting their ability to do so. 4PF is known as Atlanta-based rapper Lil Baby's personal brand and motto. His record label was previously named Four Pockets Full, but was changed to Glass Window Entertainment in 2024. And that's around the time that we started seeing Lil Baby distance himself from the whole 4PF thing. We started seeing him wear different color bandanas. 4PF was supposedly a subset of the Rolling 60s Crips, and that's according to police documents. 4PF was a subset of the Rolling 60s Crips. In 2024, we seen Lil Baby try to distance himself from 4PF. We started seeing him wear red bandanas, orange bandanas, and that's probably so he could say, look, I'm not gang affiliated. I don't know what them folks is talking about. Look at all these pictures of me wearing different bandanas. But he started to distance himself from 4PF. He rebranded his record.
Yeah, he just got
this news broke, it kind of makes sense why Lil Baby was doing that. In fact, in an interview that he did with Lil Yachty, we actually pretty much heard Lil Baby say as much.
Right.
And of course, Four Pockets Full had to come to an end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You said, of course. When you say, of course.
Because it's all the shit that be going on and shit. And I had to start learning that, like, other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first. You know what I'm saying? I never would have went that route, but I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? Now that I know, I'd be a fool to just keep the same thing going. You know what I'm saying? They trying to make something out of something that it ain't. Like, if I got any kind of control, hey, we're gonna switch that whole thing up. And it ain't even just about the police. It's just period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never was supposed to make my label something that I talk about, because who I am. Even like now, the young guys, when I meet them, and new artists who gonna start their own label, I'm telling them, hey, start your label with something that don't got nothing to do with nothing or nobody but your artist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nobody ain't tell me that. I ain't know nothing about that. I ain't really understand it. So now I'm telling them, like, hey, if you gonna start your label, don't call your label the same thing you call your crew or your homeboys who grew up together. Y'all don't do that. Because the way they trying to set it up as a system, they're going to try to use it as a game.
Interesting stuff for sure. Anyways, back to the article. It says authorities say that the conflict between 4PF and OMF has resulted in multiple homicides and shootings, especially since May of 2000.
Now, one thing about me, I have 2 ears, 2 eyes, 1 mouth, right? 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 mouth. What I just did was I listened to Lil Baby and I heard Lil Baby out. Love him. And it makes sense. It goes back to me backtracking. Baby doesn't sound stupid when he's talking to Yachty. He doesn't sound stupid at all talking to Yachty. What he says right now makes sense. It makes me look at things different from a different aspect, but still, baby, the one question that everybody want to know, why did you shoot a music video in your op neighborhood knowing and willingly? Could you respond and say, yo, I'm so rich and I be out and about, I didn't know that's where them dudes be at? That's the circle button. That's the 360. That's the 360. You know what I mean? It could spin around his way. And he said, yo, I named my label after, my homeboys and crew. That's something you don't do. That's his business thing. You just don't do that. They could call it a gang. They could do this. They could do that. Whoa. It makes sense what the guy's saying. Baby's younger than me, but it makes sense what Baby's saying. I'm not even going to sit here and hold you in the interview, because then it's not even about the police. It's just about the reputation. Things can get misconstrued. Yes, you're supposed to keep your business away from your pleasure. If you're a gang member, you make all moves outside of your gang. You don't affiliate that life with your life. You know what I'm saying? You watch Power. You know what I mean? You don't walk in the office with the street mentality. That's not what you want to perceive to the world. Your underground lifestyle and what you affiliate with does not have nothing to do with the mass. The mass are fans of you because of your music, your interviews, your content, your swag. They don't need to know that a bunch of stuff about you unless it's a documentary in depth. Of course, people want to know where you grew up at, your upbringing, what school, the little dumb shit in life. They want you to, they want to know about you as fans, that's getting to know you. But certain things, if the fans dig it up, because fans go under the crates to get information, that's cool. If they know somebody that know you, of course, it's a rapper, Baby's from Atlanta. Thousands of people move to Atlanta. Somebody's going to know somebody that know him. So you might get heard stories, but you shouldn't perceive that to the public. And that's what he's saying, bro. That's what he's saying, man. He got his business and he caught it. Basically, he is very full aware that street shit got involved with the business. And he's just realizing that it shouldn't have went like that, because he said nobody told him. So I understand.
According to police, Lil Baby, whose real name is Dominique Jones, went to the 2100 block of Verbena Street and shot a music video. That area is known to be frequented by OMF members, and they say that 3 people were shot the day that he was out there: a 23-year-old man, a 24-year-old man, and a 27-year-old man. Some of y'all may remember the news report of 3 people being shot while Lil Baby was shooting a music video. They all survived, nobody died, but apparently after that, the feud between the 2 gangs intensified and led to gang members engaging in retaliatory attacks throughout Atlanta. One of those attacks is the one that took the life of these 2 teenagers. This is a pretty big statement right here. They say there was no indication in the arrest warrants seen by Fox 5 that Lil Baby ordered any of the crimes committed. They say one of the attacks in this warrant was the murder of an OMF member named Gervonta Turner on June 29, 2024. And Gervonta was basically shot to death outside of an Atlanta apartment complex. Following that, his cousin and gang leader, Leonte Midnight Sanders, reportedly coordinated revenge against 4PF members through a series of phone calls and social messages. So this is the guy that they're saying ordered the hit that resulted in them two teenagers' deaths. It says investigators uncovered extensive communication between Sanders and several OMF affiliates, including a guy named Ali Lee Caldwell, Tradon Crawford, and Reginald Yano Thomas. In these communications, they discussed plans to retaliate against the person that they believed was responsible. The communications identified their target as a man named John J. Shot Smith, who was known to frequent the Spark Street area and reportedly has a close relationship to Lil Baby, who police refer to as the 4PF gang's leader in their warrant. Now, Lil Baby did respond to his name being in the arrest warrant, although he wasn't one of the people arrested. And he said, "Thanks for all the concerns, but please don't be misinformed by fake news. I'm overly good." So he's pretty much saying, look, I don't know what everybody's talking about. I'm not finna get arrested. I ain't got nothing to do with nothing, bro. I'm straight. Leave my name out of it, which is, exactly what I would do if I was being caught up in something like this. But it's so important to take note of how this is unfolding because, like they said, Lil Baby, he didn't order any of the hits. Lil Baby didn't pull any triggers. But because of his affiliation with people who were involved with this, particularly this J-Shot guy, the police are now able to put his name in the warrant. They're now able to go make a press conference saying that they're going to work tirelessly to make sure that he's held responsible. And they're basically using his music video shoot as the backbone of their case. They're saying that right there perpetuated the violence that Lil Baby knew because one of his friends had died, Big Mark, in 2021. That Lil Baby knew that going over to this neighborhood was going to cause problems, and he did it anyways. Basically, long story short, man, they want to hold Lil Baby responsible for what happened, and they're probably going to do that off of the back of saying that he's involved in gang activity. That doing the music video and getting involved in that capacity was him furthering that gang's reputation, bolstering their credit, essentially putting a foot on the ops neck. And because of that, it's resulted in homicides. It's not a good look. Do I think Lil Baby will be arrested for these particular bodies? No, I don't think so. But it doesn't mean that on the back end, the state of Georgia isn't trying to build a RICO case against them. We've seen them do it to Young Thug. They gave that man the longest trial in history, at least in the state of Georgia. We hear them saying that they are going to go after Lil Baby, and I believe that Lil Baby has a serious cause for concern right here, which again is why we've seen him probably distancing himself from 4PF over the last year or so. But it may be too late, at least to avoid being implicated and brought up in paperwork in regards to all of this. Even though he's rebranded, he's moved away from it, it may not be enough. What's done is already done. The police seem hell-bent that Lil Baby is in some way responsible, and I guess only time will tell what is going to happen. It seems that Lil Baby was aware that all of this may be going on, just based off of the interview clip we seen that he did with Lil Yachty. He seems aware that he could be held responsible for what these guys was doing, but again, only time will tell. Y'all pretty much got to let me know what y'all think about it in the comments down below. Anyways, that's basically it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, tap the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. As
that motherfucker saying they finally got him. Yeah, he just got digitally stomped. That's right. Fuck, he playing with first thing in the morning, man. Hit that like button, y'all. Donate to the channel, y'all. I ain't wait, keep hearing this police say the thing. So, I don't believe Baby shot nobody. Right? I don't believe that. And I believe that oh no, yo. I gotta be real with y'all right now. I gotta be 100 right now. Like, I don't know. Just to be straight up honest with you, I truly don't know. I don't know, in this situation, listening to the Baby side, hearing the police side. I know the homies can do shit that you didn't approve of. You know what I'm saying? When you up and you rich, you ain't in it. But my red dot is pointing at, yo, why you shoot the video in the hood, like in them niggas hood, or knowing that's where them niggas be at? Like, did you really not know? Like, but it's hard to believe that you not knowing the niggas that you fuck with that's still in the streets, that's still active, should have knew that. Like, bro, that's a tough one. You know, now they putting in it, you know what I'm saying? It started with y'all niggas getting shot, and then them niggas coming back to your hood and killing them little boys in your hood. So this shit is just crazy, and the public has spoken. The public is speaking, and that's what I'm worried about in that situation. Well, Baby, do I believe that they could find Baby guilty of shooting? No. Do I believe that they could find Lil Baby guilty of a RICO? No. But conspiracy, a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Conspiracy, a motherfucker. That I mean, and then knowing what the RICO is, that's just tying you to everything, but you get sentenced on basis of what you're part of the RICO. So what they gonna put him the head of the indictment, and then you seen, no disrespect, I love Atlanta, good food, great hospitality, some amazing artists came out of there, from hip hop to jazz to blues to gospel. Atlanta got it going on, you know what I'm saying? Straight, a lot of good, rich soul black history is in Atlanta, Georgia. But, also we seen the way that these Atlanta, Georgia guys from these urban communities could switch up on each other in a YSL trial. You get what I'm saying? We seen how dudes can be informants and been doing shit for years, and all this unfolding trial. So that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So I don't know, Lil Baby, but that lady said she had something coming. And I listen. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't listen. I listen. And I just feel bad for them. I just feel bad for him, yo. I just, you know what I mean? All that money, bro, like, you got to have some common sense, bro, baby. Like, you been in the game 10 years now, baby. Like, at least 8 years, certain shit you should know. You know what I mean? This is lawyer respond, but I ain't getting all that. I'm going to get into the main event. The main event is this man right here, Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis. Let's get into the trash talking with this. The trash talking. Let's get into this. Trash talk. Tank said some amazing things in his last few interviews. I'm not gonna lie, I believe. Here it is. I'm gonna hear this first.
I know Tank's fighting Lamont Roach. You familiar with him? How you said on the stage? Just talk to us about this fight.
I just want to see a good fight. Just watching how can't translate to children.
Can you allude to more about growing up with Lamont Roach in the gym? I know you said it was.
Oh man, that chick used to go at it. You know what I'm saying? Tank was from Baltimore, Roach from DC, and not knowing that Tank was hungry. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is getting out of it. Roach took the fight. It gives him a chance to really be that guy. He's a champ. What's the best for him? I'm hoping that he do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? You can see how that's going. You right? You know what I'm saying? Because I need somebody that's going to really push that. So I can see different levels. This time I had a chance to step back. Everybody keeps saying, they changing us. There's no way to change up anything. It's the same thing else.
Going into the training camp, how was it? Or you said you stepped back a little bit. Well, how was it? Splitting the time. How's it going to be splitting the time to
from Saturday night? We do all the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm saying right now. Y'all know I started to speak. They take out his part. Since I was a kid. When I stepped in the gym, he said, "Yo, I'm glad you're here now." He watched it. I said, and I see the light tank. I just can't wait to see all of that coming. Yep, fight.
Going back to being in the corner, do you see Gervonta right now? You know, just being in camp, because at first when we talked to him in the press conference, he was very open about retiring and he was done. And now he said that.
Y'all have to understand, you're a young man, you have a family, you want to do something, enjoy something. Go take some time. I took a little bit of time off. You know what I'm saying? It refreshing. Get you back on that. You know, so tonight, you know, he had a chance for me not being around on the lot. You know what I'm saying? I stepped in and I see how he missed me, how I missed him. You know what I'm saying? I just can't wait to see that perform. I was telling Boogie, I said, damn, Boogie got me Boogie. You know, so we can't wait to see Kenny here, all this here. You know, everybody just put that energy in the air.
Which I used to be behind doors, now it's in the light a little bit.
That's it. What he's trying to do is make sure we keep it together. You know, we ain't put that. Sometimes you go see them for a while. It's time. You know, I used to always say, damn, I need Boogie right here sometimes because certain things that he do. You know what I'm saying? It helps him. Y'all see.
I think that's a strong possibility. He's going to keep his knockout streak. He's going to knock out Lamont Roach because Lamont Roach is coming up on weight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't train for knockouts. I don't train for knockouts. I train for punch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you see Joe get knocked out. I love the punch. I can see the punch. Don't remember that. You whoop. Yeah, I remember that fight, man. That was the hardest fight I had. He had a chance to experience.
Where does Gervonta go from here, provided that he wins on Saturday night? There's numerous opponents that people keep on talking. What would be your next two opponents that you would like for him to see? There's the names of Haney, the rematch of Ryan.
I don't get into that. I just sit there and say, okay, give us the list and let him go. You know why? He don't have to fight. He just got to pay.
Switching the page a little bit, I'm sure you've heard a lot of talks about Crawford and Canelo, trainers yourself. What makes it a great fight? But also, you know, he's going up on weight. Like, that's just the big topic on that.
Fight. You get what I'm saying? He's willing and daring to take chances. You got to remember, number 4, Floyd gone. They coming up a little bit. Canelo about to roll out too. I don't know how long y'all can stay on, but we want to get a chance to see.
Good fights.
See.
That's Coach Cal, man. I had to give respect to Cal. I don't do no laughing and joking when it comes to Cal. Cal, I'm OG around this motherfucker. You feel me? You know what I mean? I respect my OG. So before we get into this trash talking, let's go. Who y'all like out in Brazil? Roach or Tank?
Lamont's a full package fighter. He brings everything to the ring. He can do it all. So Tank may have seen him in different fights, in different pieces, but in one fighter, that's what he wants to see. Someone that can do what he can do with skill level. So that's what makes for a great fight. So I see him do some amazing things, and I think he's going to be amazing much first.
Now back to you, Tank. This fight feels a little bit different because we're used to, as you're getting prepared for a fight, and Barry kind of alluded to it, you're used to fighting strangers, and, you know, it's easy to kind of, you know, dislike a guy going into the fight, but you can kind of see the history that you and Lamont both have. Is this a little bit different for you going into this fight, knowing that you guys have that history?
No, I'm gonna do me. Regardless. I told him his mom and, you know, the people home, he's still brother. It's crazy, man. It's gonna get bad. Man. But, you know, it's all love. You've been talking a little too much, too. I've been peeping, so, you know, it's close, so we'll see Saturday night.
Back to you, Roach. He said, as you're shimmying over there, he said, let's boogie. I mean, he said he feels like you've been talking a little bit too much. You know, what do you take away from that? And do you feel that you have been talking a little too much, or is it just more of a confidence that, you know, I know what I can do?
Yeah, what I'm supposed to say when they ask me questions. What I'm supposed to say?
Yeah.
Oh, he going to do like,
normally 9 times out of 10, the questions start with, "Oh, Tank's a knockout power puncher, blase blase. What are you gonna do?" Yeah, what?
Don't break up the fight, let him rumble.
That's all supposed to do. She right there. She ain't hear her ass. Why the fuck was she doing me?
Tank up there like this.
That's just out her mouth, straight up.
Why did you bring her?
What you mean? Why I bring her? She love to see you with ass.
Say, why you bring your mother, man? It's gonna be bloody.
Man, you ain't too shy saying what you want to do, right?
I am now.
You are now.
I'm this right there.
It's all right. Yeah, but like I said, it's not like I'm talking too much. They ask questions. That's what they do. You know how to do. That's honestly why he don't tend to media for they ask too many questions. Absolutely. That's just what they do. They ask questions that 9 times out of 10 you answer it. They, you know what I'm saying, use one part of the sentence for quickly. That's what they do. Now going to the fight, you're a 130-pound champion already. You defeat Tank, you're the 135-pound champion, and you have spoken. You want both belts, and you want to defend both belts. You got the president right there.
Yeah. So, yeah, why you not on this side? He's bugging.
Hey. Nah. Don't worry about that. So what would it mean for you to be a 2-division champion? Man, I mean everything. So my goal is, you know what I'm saying, that's what I set out to do. So this is what I set out to do. Hopefully, after I win, I can defend both. One unify or, if we do a rematch, then we can do that. Over to you, Tank. You said on interviews and in Gloves Off, you say your biggest fear is losing. How do you bottle that feeling up right before you step into the ring?
Turn to a demon every time. Think about what I've been through, think about what I lost. Just go in there and get my man.
Now I'll go over to you, Lamont. Saturday night prediction against Gervonta Tank Davis. This crowd is going to be packed. There's rumors that the records are going to be broken from the records he set in 2022. What can fans expect in this mega main event? Let me tackle that record breaking. It's part of, obviously he's a superstar. He's gonna sell out shit like that. We know that. But if it already broke the last record, it's because he got a better dance partner. Everybody know how trash Roly too. So we keep that right there. But come Saturday, man. Man.
Shorty scared, man. You know what, man? You shit the 4 Tank. Tank gonna hit him hard.
You heard his prediction. He says he's going to be in the new. He's going to be a 2-division world champion. What's your prediction? Go ahead.
You know what I come to do, man. You know why I'm here. I don't want to say too much of my abuse over there in the corner, so gotta keep it polite. But yeah, I know. Fireworks.
All right, you heard from Tank Davis. He says it's going to be fireworks, and it's sure to be had here Saturday night, March 1st from Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. You don't want to miss it, whether you order the pay-per-view or you buy a ticket to be inside this arena. You're not going to want to miss it. It's Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. We will see you.
Tank got it in his eyes, yo. I don't want to laugh, yo. Tank got it in his eyes. Do you see that? That pain? That's that shit I feel every time I create content, bro. That pain, that's our Baltimore pain. You ain't from Baltimore, look him in his eyes, and that's that pain, bro. You see it in all our eyes from the city.
He done to deserve to be in the ring against you?
He's a world champion himself. He's coming up and with the dare to be great. So
we fought before, you know, so it's history. It's history in that. There's two guys that trying to be great.
A lot of people said they talked about y'all background with one another, how familiar you guys are with one another. Talk about that for a second. How well do you know him on a personal level in terms of your associations through the ranks, you know, in terms of your boxing career?
I don't know that, like, personally, right. Like, you know, but through boxing, you know, we came up together and things like that. We had similar, you know, friends and things like that in the boxing world. We fought before, you know, so I'm familiar with his fighting style and things like that. Well, it's been years since I fought him, so I don't know, but it's cool to have someone from that area, and then I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, so it's cool to, you know, get us both in the ring and share the ring together on a pro level.
Now, he's not one of those guys that's going to be foolish enough to talk about how he shook you during some sparring session or something like that, like Frank Martin tried to do and really ticked you off. I was talking about it on the show. I don't know if you saw me, Tank, back before the Frank Martin fight last June. I said, you looked at me during a press conference, and you looked at him and you said, you really, really should have waited. You took this fight too early. You really should have waited. That's what you told him before the fight, and then you went and put him to sleep. This cat right here, Lamont Roach, he ain't saying something like that about you, is he? He's not doing that, is he?
No, but Lamont had more experience than Roach. I mean, I'm bugging. Lamont had more skills than Frank Martin, for sure.
Okay. I got you. So as you sit here right now, you're 30-0, 28 knockouts, clearly one of the top 5 fighters on the planet, if not number 1 in a lot of people's eyes. That's what we say about Tank Davis. How do you feel about you, where you are at right now in your career, pound for pound?
I mean, I can't really say. I just gotta, you know, I'm the type of guy that, you know, I really don't like pay attention to that because I'm still in the mix. So I just gotta keep my head grounded, you know, stay grounded and just. My whole goal was always to go out there and put on a great performance, like every night, you know. So I can't really say right now because I'm still in the mix. Like I said, but hopefully, when it's all said and done, I'll be one of them top great fighters.
How soon is it going to be before you're done? Because on several occasions, it's almost like you're alluding to, you only have but so many fights left. You're looking to walk away from the game. How close are you to that, being undefeated and unblemished with some big fights out there for you to get?
It's close for sure. It just I don't know. It's a little draining. I just want to step back for a little bit and just focus on me personally. You know, I feel like I've been doing this for some time now, and I just want to give myself a break and focus on just me as a human being, me as a father, me as a son, and things like that, and that nature.
You got big fights out there. You got a guy like Ryan Garcia saying that when he gets back in the game, he wants you. You got Lomachenko, who people have been talking about should be in the ring with you. Of course, Shakur Stevenson. A lot of people have been talking about him and whether or not you're going to fight him down the road. What do you see in terms of in the ring, who you'll go up against, assuming you win Saturday night, which most people assume will happen, okay? Who do you see yourself as a big fight going up against? The marquee fight.
Lomo. Say Lomo.
To be honest,
I don't matter.
All them guys, you know, I would say it's not no, you know, specific name that I would say that's
all of them.
Go for me. I feel like me sharing the ring with all them guys would be big, you know. So hopefully, you know, in the future, probably we get them. If not, so be it.
Last question: knockout Saturday. Should we expect that?
Hopefully, okay. For sure. Hopefully.
All the best to you, big time. Keep doing what you're doing. One of the best pound for pound fighters on the planet Earth, the one and only Gervonta Tank Davis. Appreciate you showing up on First Take for the first time, my man. You always welcome.
Sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, that's wrong. Tank ain't talking real much shit.
I just want to ask you, Baltimore versus Washington. Does that mean something to you?
Yeah, it means a lot. We have, we familiar with each other. We fought before, and just having the DMV on the map plays a big factor. It's good.
I watched the body language between you here on the stage today. I know you fought twice in the amateur, so you know each other. I didn't see anything that would look like antagonism or, hatred, rivalry, anything like that. I don't know if I would say friends, but professional colleagues in the sport, right?
Yeah, yes, for sure. There's always been love, He's respectful. His whole team is respectful and things like that. So we always show respect to one another. But this is a hurt sport. So come Saturday night, we gotta do our job. But all in all, it's definitely love on both sides.
It's still a hurt business once you get into the ring. And I think probably every fighter from the days of John L. Sullivan through Jack Dempsey, certainly through Floyd Patterson and Sonny Liston, has had moments of introspection that verge toward depression, verge toward negativity because of the nature of the sport. You compete. That competition is violence. You have to wait a long time before you do it again. The nature of the training is very hard and stuff like that. Not everybody speaks openly about it. You have talked about, dealing with demons in your head.
You think that will translate into the ring, like having that calm mindset?
That's why I don't want boxing more. You know what I mean? I feel as though I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me.
Do you do it to get it outside of yourself and try to put it away?
There gotta be somewhat love for the sport, again, because you wouldn't be doing it if you didn't have some type of love for it. But it definitely had been ups and downs and things like that. But for the most part, it's just trying to set yourself up for the future and things like that. And, actually, for my kids well-being. But I just want to step back a little bit from the sport, just so I can be able to be there, as a father for my kids, as to be there for a son and for my mother, and help people out there actually care about me, love me.
It's great motivation. And, I think it's really important for fighters to be able to find love in their lives, because in the ring, it's not about love. Do you manufacture hate for your opponents?
No, not really, because it's once the job done, it's okay. It's I respect them as a fighter, and they going through the same thing I'm going through, So it's always it's not hate, but it's some type of. For me, it's basically what I've been through. It's not even on the other opponent. It's just me trying to fight what I've been through and not go back to that same spot. So it's more so me trying to move forward in life. It just so happened to be a fighter across the ring from me. You know what I mean? But other than that, once the fight over, it's always love to the opponent. I don't want to see them, hurt badly. It's an entertainment sport, and this is what we sign up for.
I admire it. I respect it. Now I'm going to borrow a little bit from my colleague Dan Canovio. And I know that he talked to you about the relatively low statistical punch output per round and the highest knockout percentage in the sport. So are you conscious of developing, maybe even creating a style that is unique?
Yes. But now that he said something about the low input, yes, I had to step my game up as a fighter. I don't want to be beat by someone that's overworking me. So I definitely, when I heard that, I definitely want to step my.
Well, Tank, as long as you knock people out,
yeah,
you don't have to worry that a decision goes against you because you didn't throw enough punches. And oh, by the way, you're most vulnerable when you've extended a punch, right? And I'm sure you're conscious of that, right? So what you're doing is you kind of fight like an accountant. You're limiting the risk. You're picking and choosing the opportunity. And then you have uniquely explosive power to knock people out.
I mean, it is good, but also as a fighter, you don't want to get beat by someone that's that's outworking you. So it just put that in the back of my mind. Definitely put that in the back of my mind. I'm glad I heard that today, so that can be in the back of my mind come Saturday night. That not open myself up to do throw more punches and things like that, but also just make sure I'm actually working in them rounds. I feel like I train enough where so I can be able to, my punching output can be raised and things like that. Can be better than 32 punches. That's ridiculous. I think so. Hey.
So all right, so throw 40, maybe you get them out of there quicker and you can go home earlier.
Yeah.
Thank you so much and best of luck again.
That boy Tank a humble beast. I ain't even gonna sit here and play with y'all. That nigga Tank is a humble beast. Right now, Tank ain't doing no.
Come unscrewed and things like that.
In Stonyfield.
Tank's I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I love the Gervonta Davis right now. I do, bro. Man to man, I love the Gervonta Davis right now. This is a humble beast. Roach gonna get hurt in the ring. This ain't Tank talking shit, and because he respect his mother and them. Tank really humble in the interviews and everything. Tank different, bro. He grew up.
But once you got it, like basically, what the hell? And that's you can see with Floyd too. Floyd really was like that too. He really like.
Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach are gearing up for their lightweight title match on March 1st, but they had the most unexpected guest invade them during their media duties.
3, 1, 2, 3. Good stop.
Ahead of their fight, the pair and their teams met to do some media and promotional work for the fight. And shockingly, an unwanted guest, Floyd Mayweather, showed up and disrupted the meeting. Gervonta Tank Davis, on the other hand, was fully ready for the confrontation, and a brawl broke out between the pair. While those around did their best to break them up, the pair were able to lay hands on each other, with Floyd having the last laugh after attacking Gervonta Davis with a shove. It was the first time the pair have come face-to-face since their fight last April. It all began when Floyd Mayweather went on an interview with Fight Hype and scolded boxers who were so much after luxuries that they weren't paying attention to their skills. It got so bad that Floyd Mayweather involved Shakur Stevenson, lied about Gervonta Davis's fight, and ridiculed the Baltimore champion.
Those are lifetime losses. And Pelot, you went out there and gave it 100% in that square circle. If you gave it 100% and you happy with what you did when you went out there, then that's what it is.
The worst of all was how Floyd Mayweather did not only pick sides against Davis in his last fight, but also acted in a manner that was unlikely of a boxing legend. He was so after Gervonta Davis's loss that he felt his Instagram post about the fight being canceled wasn't enough. He also predicted a fight that was clearly an easy win for Gervonta Davis as a 50-50th and gave Frank Martin some tips to help him defeat Tank Davis. This time, his feud with Gervonta Davis got so much into his head that he had secretly called Gervonta Davis's opponent Frank Martin and given him tips on how to beat Tank Davis. Whether it fell on deaf ears or whether Floyd's instructions weren't just enough, we don't know. However, on fight night, Frank Martin, who seemed to put on a great show in the early rounds, fell short after 1 minute and...
What's this shit with Roach? I don't worry about
49 seconds in the 8th.
Yeah, Tank.
The weigh-in is here, and I have the results. Gervonta Tank Davis
Lamont Roach. The fight is on. Spoiler alert. I said the fight is on. Ego Weight Watchers, aka EO, where I give you a look into the fighter lifestyle before and after progress picks, especially when they have an upcoming fight.
I'm just ready to see this joint. Y'all ready for that? Is y'all ready? Y'all ready? Is y'all ready for Tank to fight? Is y'all ready for that fight? I am. Hit that notification button, y'all. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a like. Leave a comment. But that's what everybody talked about. Tank versus Roach. Media workout. Everything is online. Y'all go tap in, man. I'm from Baltimore, so you know I'm rooting for Gervonta Davis. Shout out to DC. I got love for y'all motherfuckers. Y'all just don't know. I mean, I know y'all like to roll y'all blunts up and that goddamn with that goddamn funnel on it. Shout out to my DC New Balance wearing guys, man. But we getting busy like the bunkie dance tonight. I'm predicting this ain't going past. I'm going 7 to 10 rounds with Tank in this one. Roach going to sleep. He think he bigger than him. Tank going to get up under him and tap that jaw, man. Hey, again, no fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything you say can't and will be used against you on the internet. Raw Dope Podcast.